Hi everyone, in this video I want to talk about health safe practices related to cooking, that is not about the food that we are cooking but the materials that we use in the kitchen, which is also a very equally important factor in making cooking health safe, in making some industry truly quality industry, that is delivering food, serving food, storing food, manufacturing some food item, as well as not just at the home level but at a home level, hospital level, hospitality industry level, food delivery industry level, because materials in which we cook and store our food, materials that we use for storing our water, all of them are also equally important things that need to be at quality level in order for us to have the right product with us that are aligned with our health. And currently there are multiple products on earth that are misaligned with our health, because of which I'm making this video related to cooking. So firstly, I just saw recently a video where someone was reminiscing about birthday celebrations. So when we in childhood used to have birthdays, in our childhood days, most of the time in our birthdays our parents used to serve us during birthday parties. When the kids would be invited, we would get served snack food and birthday food on paper plates or steel plates at home. And both were at a time, because we had a cleaner earth, the paper plates were very good things to serve food in, because there was no contamination in the papers, that quality of the paper we used to get back then. Likewise, there was the if you bought stainless steel glasses and plates from good vendors, again the quality of materials of the stainless steel ensured that we are getting served food or water on a health safe utensil. But in that same video, I saw that the mother was serving food to kids at a party, and she made something hot on the stove, and she has a plate on her hand which looked like a plastic melamine plate to me. It didn't seem soft like a paper. It was a groovy kind of a plate, like the plates which have compartments in it, one compartment for serving dal, one for chawal, one for sweets, one for sabzi, one for snacks, like that. It was that kind of a groove like plate, and that plate was white in color, and it could have been a paper plate, but if it was a paper plate it would have been much more floppy when she was holding it, whereas it was much more stiffer in consistency. So while she was serving the food, what she was doing was she was directly ladling some, I don't know what item it was, but let's assume in normal kid parties we usually serve something like chole puri, aloo puri, something like that, sometimes as a food, right? So at a time, or a samosa, hot samosa might be served, pav bhaji might be served. These are the kind of snacks, easy eating snacks people usually serve when they are celebrating a birthday. So at the time, whatever hot food she was serving, it was something chole like, that thing that she's serving directly hot from the kitchen stove. At a time, the reason why I'm making this video is because most mothers or most people are not being mindful about the fact that even though data is there about carcinogenicity of plastic products, people do not understand the deeper implication of what does carcinogenicity of plastic mean. Carcinogenicity of plastic means that when the plastic is used in a microwave, or if for heating some food in it or on it, or when the plastic is used for serving something hot on the plate, at the time the heat interacts with the plastic, and the plastic is got the capacity to now leach some plastic into your food. And when that plastic material, because plastic is a long lasting material, if that long lasting material and a long chain of plastic Plastic is a chemical that is a long chained chemical, right? So it's a chemical that takes a long time to break down. So now a chemical that will take a long time to break down, if it has got into your food, and now if you consume that food, what is going to happen to that plastic? Some of it might go away, get eliminated by your body via your excretory system, but some of it could end up sticking to your body cells, and because it doesn't break down, because it's not an organic material, it can eventually end up causing either organ damages, or it can end up causing organ failures if enough of it has accumulated in your body, or it can also potentially lead to cancer as well. So depending on where the plastic is accumulating and starting to form some kind of disease in your body. So that's why plastic, the known thing about plastic is it is carcinogenic. But other than its carcinogenicity, because plastic is also a long lasting chemical, it has got the potential to last in your body long term, to cause other health problems in your body as well, apart from cancer. And any health problem that develops in our body takes a long time to develop. So if once in a while, occasionally, I eat on a plate that is hot and it is a plastic plate, and I serve hot food on it, and I eat once in a while, like maybe once in 5 years, 10 years, I may not get any cancer or organ damage, because I hardly ate maybe some microscopic amount of plastic. Or if someone serves me warm food on the plastic and that heat is not enough to leach any plastic out from the plate, then again I might not get any cancer. But if daily I am consuming on a paper plate, on a plastic plate, some food which is really hot, and it is continuously leaching plastic into my food, then daily I am consuming a little bit of plastic, and like that, there are many of us, we go to hotels and restaurants where certain fast food places are serving hot food on plastic plates. We also sometimes serve on birthday parties these either plastic paper the paper plates which are plastic coated, or plates which are made of plastic, thin plastic, and then there are plates like the melamine plates which seem like a better quality thing to use because we are reusing it, and people might think it's more sustainable because if we use a paper plate, like a disposable paper plate or a disposable plastic plate, after one time use you go and throw it away in the garbage. But if you're throwing away a disposable paper plate or plastic plate, both adds to earth pollution, and even after recycling, some earth pollution parameters are still present in the process of recycling these materials. That is one thing people need to realize. Second thing, after realizing that, there are many people who have realized that okay, serving in paper plate, plastic plate, if we have the time, if we are, and who used to in earlier days when parents used to serve on paper plates, which parents used to serve on paper plates or plastic plates at a birthday party, or when would we usually use that? In our generation time when we were younger, these paper plate or plastic plate serving of food used to happen when we are doing a community event, and even in community events, very rarely, if it was a community event where we are ordering a caterer, the caterer would still serve on glass dishes or stainless steel containers, right? Because they wanted to that was a sustainable actually approach of serving food, which for convenience sake many vendors started getting, in order to make the food delivery or catering cheaper, they started switching to the they didn't want to add to the cost of cleaning utensils and things like that, and that's why people switched into instead serving on paper plates at some catering events. But if it was only children's catering event, or in our school when we have annual day functions in our schools also, sometimes these paper plate servings used to happen, because there in our schools usually we don't have kitchens in India, so naturally because there are no kitchens and no place to serve any food, most of the foods are just easy to eat foods that are served on paper plates, snack like foods that you eat and then you throw away the paper plates or plastic plates. But because it adds to the earth pollution problem, and because some people started waking up to it, that is when people have now started realizing. And in modern times, those who are becoming conscious about these sustainability practices and practices related to not adding to the paper and plastic pollution on earth, what have they started doing now? We have now started again reverting back to the older practices where our moms used to, during birthday parties or home events, we used to serve people on glass plates or stainless steel plates, right? And here about stainless steel also I want to talk about, because while there are people who are now reverting back to use of stainless steel and glass for serving, especially in Indian homes, what we do for children, we usually give them stainless steel so that they won't break the, if they are little absent minded or accident prone, if they drop a plate also, if it falls down, now it won't break. So that's why it's easier to serve children on stainless steel plates. If you're doing a birthday party at home, doing that stainless steel serving might be better. But the second issue, while you are switching now, and if you don't want to add to earth pollution and you are switching to parameters where you are serving using stainless steel plates, at a time what I would suggest, plates, containers, bowls and glasses, whatever stainless steel material you are using, realize that stainless steel quality in the market is not always really good quality. And this is what I have figured out in the last few years. When I tried using stainless steel from the market, it seemed like it was marketed as stainless steel, or it would just say steel, or in certain stores they don't even label the product as anything, so you, looking very similar to stainless steel, you assume that it might be a stainless steel product, when it could in fact be something very similar to stainless steel but not exactly stainless steel. Or it could be a low quality stainless steel that they are selling to us. And many retailers, you will see, they sell to us buy one get one free offers or very discounted things in India. And while and I have had discounted purchases I've done in US also, in US retail and Indian retail as well. But in both these Indian and US retail places, the places that really sell you cheap priced stuff, eventually after buying those cheap priced stuff or offer stuff, I realized that especially in India, the quality is really really bad, related to stainless steel, related to aluminium. So anything that you are using, buying for cooking your food, like boiling your milk, utensils that you get for boiling milk, pressure pans or pressure cookers for cooking your food, all of these, when because of the popularity of stainless steel had gone down in recent years, like in the last 20-30 years, very few people were buying as much of stainless steel as we used to buy when we were younger. And that started happening because people were also shifting towards the other products in the market. But when the market went down for the stainless steel products, now cheap quality, and people, in order to attract customers back, they started now competing with the alternative products pricing, and started giving us products which are cheaper quality stainless steel, or something that looks like stainless steel but it isn't actually stainless steel. And I realized this how, when I was boiling milk in these patilas or utensils that are used for a pan that will be used for boiling milk or making chai, at a time I realized that something is wrong. The taste of the food was very off. And I live by myself, that's why I have a lot of time. Most of the time I used to live by myself, so I had a lot of time to understand when the food is tasting off. I'm paying more attention to the food. Sometimes some leaching was happening, obvious leaching was happening from the pan, so I eventually stopped using those pans completely, or kept them aside. Some of them I threw them away. But the problem is, if I've bought now, like, and I had moved from US to India, so naturally I didn't have my own cooking things when I moved from US to India. And I got a few cooking things from my mother's time, from my dad's home. But again, most of the things that I got was ladles or spoons and things like that, rather than the actual cooking utensil. And that is where I now faltered, that the actual cooking utensil I found was so bad quality that I started getting some food problems from those bad quality materials as well. So that's why I realize now that in our modern markets, you have to be very careful when you buy something. And the second thing is, I'm very pollution oriented person. I wanted to become a pollution sustainability oriented person, inculcate practices that would not add to earth pollution, but instead while moving I added to earth pollution, because I didn't bring back some of my utensils. I brought some of my plates, but I didn't realize that the quality of pans in India or pressure cookers and things like that would be so bad. So any of those pans that I didn't bring, I later on regretted, because what I was buying instead in India ended up being really bad choices. Many of them, I'm not saying that I didn't get good choices also, but it took me a while to find the good choice. And by the time I understood what is a good quality material, what is a bad quality material, I had to go through a few years of trying out bad quality material, few months of trying it out and eating food on it, to finally realize that this is not good quality food. And because most of us also, when we get this we have this middle class mentality that if it is buy one get one free, or if it is give your old utensil and get something in exchange for it, those kind of exchange offers also happen. Then there are offers that they give, like get 100 off or whatever. All of those places that I bought all of these things from, 90% of the things were really bad. And it was what are the retailers I've used? I've used DMart, I have used Amazon online for purchasing stuff from old known good brands that we used to trust when we were younger. I have also brought things from Big Bazaar. I've bought things from so these are the three retailers I have used. I've also thought of using and shifting to anyway, I will talk about the fourth retailer later. But these are the three things I tried and tested, and all of them failed in giving. And these are the common retailers all of us use. We buy either things online, or if when we want to buy something and gift it to someone, or I have bought one or two products directly from some retailer of food food machines that they create, where hot pot like things. That retailer's name I don't want to talk about, because then it's like a brand I'm telling, so I don't want to talk about brands here. But most brands, I realized, are not giving Indian customers good quality utensils. Very few average priced items in India are actually, or priced average or low priced items in India, which they sell to the lower economic status person, or want to just mass market to India. Those products are really not good quality. And this is where people who are affluent people, at least upper middle class or higher, or are in a good financial health in their life, they need to wake up that we can't just go and purchase just anything that looks attractive, or anything that is seeming like a very good deal nowadays, because that good deal doesn't necessarily mean actually a good deal. It's a false premise, and something that seems very attractive, like these melanin plates look very similar to the glass plates, and most people buy the melanin plates because they look beautiful just like the glass plates, but they are not going to break. So even if we drop the plates, it will not break. So thinking that, many of us bought so many melanin plates, but melanin also has the capacity to leach out the plastic. And if you're using those plates to serve something like biscuits or snacks, like cold snacks like chudas or sweets or desserts, anything like which is cold or cool, if you serve on it, or room temperature if you serve on a melanin plate, you will not have any carcinogenicity problem. But the moment you are serving hot food like pav bhaji or chole puri, or anything that is just right off the pan, and which is really hot and has the capacity to now heat the plastic, and then it will leach it. Or while you are even going near the pan and it's a hot gas, the heat of the gas itself also might start thermally doing something. So that's why it is important that when you are serving food, realize what material you are using while serving food, and not just the material that you're using to serve food, but many of us now that we know that when we're using heating things in a microwave or grill like oven, most of those things do not recommend in especially microwave says do not use any metal products in the microwave, right? So when we are not using metals, if you have a lot of steel now, plates and bowls and containers, you're not supposed to use it in the microwave. So instead what people do, they will heat their food in the plastic boxes, and we have so much plastic tiffin boxes and plastic containers in Indian homes, all of which are, most of them are carcinogenic, even if they say they are microwave safe. The thing is, some of these, and some of they say they are BPA free. These are all terms that show whether they are carcinogenic or not, whether the carcinogenicity of it has been found or not. But what people don't realize it, if you have gone and there are so many other plastic containers that are showing a higher level quality, meaning they might not, they have more heat resistant possibly. But even then, even if they have got a certification now of heat resistance or microwave safety or dishwasher safety, again, because we live in a country like India where regulations are really poorly controlled and checked, and quality is people don't have quality in their daily life. So how are you going to get quality in the work you do, in the life you, at every level? There is a lot of lack of quality present in our country. So as a result, lots of poor quality products end up entering our market because of bribes, because of people's lack of attention and mindfulness and understanding that what they are creating also is bad quality, or that they need to destroy. And there's a resistance in Indian population of destroying things, because if you've come from poverty setting, those people who come from poverty setting or have had possibly ancestors who had come from some poverty based setting, if that aspect of ancestry hasn't healed inside us, then what starts happening is we start there's an inherent personality trait in us that whatever is broken, whatever is not perfect, we will still use it. But while still using it, again, if you don't use mindfulness, like you realize that yeah, it's okay that I am not going to throw away my melanin plates just because I realized it's carcinogenic, or I'm not going to throw away my plastic containers just because I know it's carcinogenic and I shouldn't heat my food in the microwave. But the thing is, if you know it and you are not using it, but you live with 10 family members, or you have guests coming over in your house, or you have a cook who is cooking for you, or some nanny is there who's going to serve food for an elderly in your home, at that time, if you don't educate them about it, and if they don't realize the extent of education they need to mindfully do their job, then again what will happen is, while the mother of the family might be serving very easily on a stainless steel plate to everyone, or a glass plate to other people, guests when they are coming, while the mother might be doing this mindfully, or mother might have taught even the kids to do it mindfully. But if everyone in the family is not on the same page, then what starts happening is, over a really provable health incidents, you are having fights in your homes with your in-laws, you are having fights in your homes with the nanny, with the cook, with the husband, because the husband is not on page. Even though data shows that the product is carcinogenic, they are not on page with it, or they want more proof. And what is the more proof? If you really want more proof than what is already existing on earth about carcinogenicity of materials, the more proof is that eventually eventually you will get cancer if you do not, you or someone in your family will get cancer if you keep serving them food on a plastic plate or heating the food in the microwave on plastic, right? And then there is also, you have to realize, people like me who are health sensitive, who are, I can literally sometimes, even if the product says that it is microwave safe and everything, but or there is no label for the product because it is a new plastic product that has been introduced in the market. Now that product, if I'm heating some food in the microwave on it, and even if it seems like a health safe plastic product because it might have had a higher rating to show it's microwave safe, but instead of that, despite that rating, I have smelt plastic in my food. And now that and then in India, the problem I have also observed is with relation to microwave materials as well. In US, I didn't observe it, I don't remember it, because at that time I was not that attuned to the smell of toxic products or taste of toxic products. But in India, I found that the microwave also has plastic material in it. So when you're heating the food in a microwave, if the microwave is now made with some poor quality plastic material, or the paint used is some plastic substance used to paint the metal surface of the microwave, that plastic also leaches into your food when you're heating food in a microwave, and if it is a low quality substance. And we all we are paying like 30,000 rupees, 20,000 rupees, 50,000 rupees for buying a microwave, and despite paying whatever, 20,000 is also a large amount for a lower middle class poor family, 50,000 is also a large amount for at least average middle class family. So you are spending so much money on a expensive product, but you are getting very bad quality. And it's true of many things, not simply microwaves, it's true of multiple other electronic products also that is there in the Indian market, which will take me off topic. But here, for food safety, realize this is also a problem, because now if you also, let's say you are a person who was a non-profit and you want to give job to some people, and you want to give them job as a cook, and you want to train them as a cook, or you want to provide them as a funding for starting up a small business where they will serve food to people. But here again, the problem of material quality is coming up, because you might be an investor who gives a person, let's say you give a poor person who cooks really well, and you decide, I'll give you 1 lakh rupees for and I'll help you set up your business. So you want to help someone set up a business, you give them a microwave, you give them a stove, you give them all the pans and pots and frying pans and ladles and everything needed to cook their food for their small business. But now because you are on a budget, and or because they are poor, after they start the business also sometimes they might need some additional things. So at a time, whatever products are there in the market, if we are unaware that the products are poor quality, or if we don't have the financial status only to search for better quality, buy better quality, what are we doing now? We are just continuously keeping our population poor and unhealthy by selling unhealthy products to them, and then those unhealthy pots and pan materials that they are using now for cooking something, not only are they harming their own health, but if they are starting, if a poor person is just buying a 20,000 microwave, or buying a 5,000 rupees pressure pan, and then that pressure pan has all these material dysfunctionality in it, or is leaching out metals and leaching out plastic, all of these things will go eventually in your food. That is the reason why I was thinking for a long time about some data related to aluminium, and aluminium data was showing in some inconclusive data in the past, and I'm talking about almost 10-15 years back data related to aluminium's correlation with Alzheimer's. And I have found some family who had memory degeneration issues, and in Bengal people do use aluminium a lot in cooking our food. So in Bengal, we for cooking rice, for cooking earlier, before stainless steel got introduced in the market, we had aluminium products for cooking our food. So in Bengal, many people use aluminium also for cooking most of their cooking. So at a time, and I have found family members with Alzheimer's, have found family members with other metal poisoning that eventually got ignored, but there was some metal poisoning going on with them. So these things where people's poisoning has been ignored, people's accumulation of toxin from the food they are consuming daily, but where is that toxin coming from? Some toxin can come from the food source itself. If my food is not good, well raised, and whatever I've talked about food pollution in my past videos, do check up on that. That can lead to your health harm. But if the material in which I'm boiling my food, cooking my food is also low quality, and that material now gets into my food, that also adds to my health harm. So if aluminium accumulates in certain people, past data, I have not checked any Alzheimer's related latest data. I will look up, and if I find better data, I will reference them here. But I'm talking from memory, and according to, and at that time we were doing some Alzheimer's screening in my pharmacy for elderly patients. So when we were doing Alzheimer's and memory and functional ability related screening of patients, at that time we were looking into all the Alzheimer's data present at that time, and some of those data were showing that aluminium could form plaques in the brains and lead to memory loss and degeneration in functional ability of elderly. So that kind of data was there, but it was also very inconclusive data, because the data was not very conclusive. But why? And this is the why, one of the whys that I have realized in recent years is poor quality material. Now if there are two aluminium manufacturers, and one manufacturer has, and I'm not a very metallurgy related subject, I do not understand too deeply, but I do understand it enough to know that you can make well quality products and you can make poor quality products. If you have made a good quality food pan made of aluminium, that aluminium quality, that is of good quality, or stainless steel which is of good quality, if you boil food in it, it will not leach harmful contents into your food when you're boiling and heating the food. Whereas if you have created now a poor quality pan, that poor quality pan will leach harmful chemicals into your food. So then inconclusive data naturally will arise. Why? Because when you are when in the past any kind of scientific research has been done, people have not looked during doing the scientific research. They are just looking at a general population. Like if there's a household of 100 people, they are testing for their Alzheimer's related data. At that time 100 or 1000 people, when they are testing for a particular scientific study or health study, at that time you are just looking at whether you're using aluminium product or not using aluminium product in your daily cooking, right? But in order to actually, when the data is starting to get scrambled up and showing inconclusive, like some data is showing aluminium is responsible for Alzheimer's, some is showing it's not responsible, at that time the reason it is happening is because there could be some families who are not simply using aluminium. So aluminium plus other materials also could be impacting someone's Alzheimer's. There could be families where families are using all cheap quality material. It is a cheap quality aluminium, cheap quality stainless steel, cheap quality in the past we used non-stick pans, Teflon pans. All of these, again, each of these things, if they are cheap quality, they are heating their food also in plastic containers in the microwave, all of the, or serving food in melanin plates or plastic plates, then all of these slowly if little bit of plastic is coming in your food, little bit of aluminium is coming, little bit of stainless steel is coming, little bit of the top surface of the Teflon coating is coming in your food, all of them combined can also lead to your carcinogenicity or Alzheimer's or other health issues, right? So that deeper diving of actual data now has to be done. But in the meanwhile, while the deeper diving hasn't been done, if you do indeed see that in your family your elderly parent is having a health decline because a mental health decline, or they're not able to remember things, they're having functional disability in remembering things, At that time, realize that if you are indeed using a lot of aluminium in your home, and if you have found enough research articles that do show that aluminium can be responsible for harming your Alzheimer's related decline in someone, should you start becoming mindful and think maybe I should use a alternative product to the aluminium product I have been using for so long for cooking. That could be one thing you can decide. You can also decide to do more mindful research or caretaking of the person in your home to see is there a some what is there in the normal life conditions and factors that could be worsening their Alzheimer condition or improving their Alzheimer condition, because there are actually multiple pollutants that can accumulate in your brain to cause the Alzheimer related things that we are going through. Make a part 2 video because I have something to do, but I have more to talk about on this topic. Thank you very much. Have a great day.